United States forces have launched missile strikes against the Islamic State group in northwest Nigeria. US Africa Command said they were carried out in coordination with the Nigerian authorities.
I go by the name Flamboyant Lifestyle. If not subscribed to this channel, please subscribe. And don't forget to on your notification bell so that when I drop a video, you'll be the first person to watch. Right now, we have to understand that the war that countries are fighting, now we don't use soldiers who are well built, or we don't use guns, knives, and ammo cars and everything. Right now, the technological world that we are finding ourselves in is very impressive and is very mind-busting. Donald Trump has sent a missile to the place Nigeria in which they are killing Christians. Donald Trump has sent a missile to that place so that it will destroy the places in which they are tormenting the Christians over there. Right now, you have to understand that it's not about your macho. It's not about the way you do your thing, the way you are well built, the way maybe you have 6 parts and all those things. Right now, it is about mind game. It's about sending technology to do everything for you. And we have to understand that it's not a joke. Donald Trump is trying to let us understand that he's having so many ammunitions. He's having so many logistics in which he can fight. He made us understood that he can even come and take Tinubu to the extent that the Nigerian security people will never know that he has taken him. Donald Trump is trying to let us understand. They say all the bodyguards over there, they will never notice that Tinubu has been taken away. And right now, Nigeria has to beg because Nigeria cannot fight with US. Because Nigeria is not having the logistics. They don't have the AI tools to fight US. So all they have to do is just to plead on Donald Trump so that Donald Trump will forgive them. Because I've learned that Tinubu is going to US so that they can talk and beg and all those things. Right now, it's a very serious game. They'll just press a missile. They'll just press something. And the thing will send. When the plane is moving, when something is going on, the missile will not crash the plane. The missile will not crash anything. But what it has been sent to do, the missile will just go there to go and blast and to do everything. And there is very mind-busting. And there is very serious. And right now, we have to know that the world is evolving. Right now, it's not about your hands. It's not about catalyst, as I said earlier on. It's not about the way you are going to think or something else. So without not wasting my time, let's pay attention and listen to what actually happened.
The United States has launched cruise missiles against what it says are ISIL fighters in Nigeria. An American official says the strikes were carried out in Sokoto State in the northwest. Both American and Nigerian officials say it was a joint operation. This marks a major military escalation in the West African country, with the U.S. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth promising more to come. President Donald Trump says U.S. forces targeted what he called terrorist scum, claiming the group had been targeting Christians in the region. Both Christian and Muslim civilians have been targeted in a series of attacks by armed groups in parts of Nigeria. Let's bring in Ahmed Idris, who's in Lagos, Nigeria, for us for more on this. What more are we hearing on the ground there about these strikes? What is the Nigerian government saying, Ahmed?
Well, the Nigerian government confirmed that the strike was done in collaboration with the United States and with due consultations with the Nigerian government. However, the framing is what is becoming more of a problem now. Donald Trump said they targeted ISIL in Sokoto State, which has been killing Christians and conducting Christian genocides in Nigeria. But where the missiles landed is majorly a Muslim state, Muslim-dominated state, and of course, much of the people who've been kidnapped for ransom or killed by the armed groups operating in that area are in fact targeting local Muslims. Over 90% of the population is Muslim. So basically, nobody is certain where the American narrative came from. And one of the things they said, they targeted ISIL. ISIL is not known to have any official base in the entire northwest of Nigeria that comprises about 7 states, Sokoto inclusive, in fact. Where you find ISIL is actually in the northeast of the country, not the northwest of the country. Places like Borno, Adamawa, and Yobe states. That's why we've seen Boko Haram and ISWAP active for the last 15 years, and they continue to do so. Recently, on the 24th of December, they attacked a church with they attacked a mosque with a suicide bomber, killing about 4 or 7 people, as the authorities continually shift the numbers. So basically, that is what is happening at the moment. It looks like the Nigerian government is keen to avoid the issue of religion in it, simply because it will definitely backfire on the authorities there. They're trying to balance the situation to say that this is a fight against criminal gangs and not a target on religious freedoms or something like that.
And so how are Nigerians, Ahmed, reacting to this news that the United States has launched these powerful airstrikes on their country, a sovereign country?
A lot of Nigerians are happy about this strike, but also very, very suspect, or rather very, very worried that this could be a long-drawn conflict between, or a long-drawn military operation from the United States in Nigeria. A lot of people have been complaining that the Nigerian authorities, although they say they do much, they are unable to rein in armed groups from Boko Haram, ISWAP, and the bandits that we continue to see operating almost on a daily basis in several parts of Nigeria. Currently, Nigerian military is engaged in dealing or putting out fires in almost all the 36 states in the country. In the north, the predominant crisis are Boko Haram, ISWAP attacks, banditry, and kidnappings for ransom. This is what is going on. When you go to the southeast of the country, you find separatist movements that are fighting for an independent Biafra. When you go to the south where the oil region is, you find people stealing oil, and in the process, violence is erupting. So these are the conflicts the Nigerian military is dealing with. Nigerians are happy that this is coming, targeting these criminal gangs, but they also want specifics from the Nigerian government and the United States government. Who is being targeted and what are the results? Can casualties on the civilian side be avoided? And how long will this take, or how long will this continue? Actually, that's the concern of many Nigerians. But a lot of people are happy that the Americans are helping out.
Okay, Ahmed, thank you for the update. That's Al Jazeera's Ahmed Idris reporting there live from Lagos in Nigeria.
Don't miss out. Get the full picture. Subscribe to Al Jazeera for reliable news, expert insight. Like, share, stay ahead.
We are learning more about that U.S. attack on Nigeria targeting ISIS terrorists accused of killing Christians. The Trump administration says the Christmas Day strikes involved more than a dozen Tomahawk cruise missiles. ABC's Olivia Rubin has more on the reaction from overseas.
Today, new images from Nigeria documenting the aftermath of President Trump's strike on what he says are ISIS targets there. Video showing one of the possible strike sites, a small crater and charred grass, police blocking off the area.
Glory be to God, there was no loss of life.
The Pentagon posting this video on social media showing the Christmas night missile launches. Nigeria says the strikes were carried out in coordination with their authorities. But U.S. Africa Command says the strike did kill, quote, multiple ISIS terrorists. President Trump claims ISIS terrorists in Nigeria are, quote, slaughtering Christians. The president previously warning of a U.S. attack.
I'm hereby instructing our Department of War to prepare for possible action. If we attack, it will be fast, vicious, and sweet, just like the terrorist thugs attack our cherished Christians.
And while Nigeria's president doesn't deny violence there, he has refuted some claims, saying, quote, the characterization of Nigeria as religiously intolerant does not reflect our national reality. Some experts now wondering if the strikes will have any effect at all.
I don't think a strike like this is going to deter anyone from doing anything. Quite frankly, ISIS has been there for the past 10 years in the form of the West African province, which is probably the folks that were not targeted. The recent attacks between Christians and Muslims has been going on in the middle belt of Nigeria. So they're not even geographically very close.
And the U.S. is warning of more strikes. Olivia Rubin, ABC News, New York.
The U.S. launched a strike on what President Trump says are Islamic State terrorists persecuting Christians in Nigeria. Nigeria approved these military strikes on ISIS targets, but the two countries have very different reasons for the attack. President Trump says the Christmas night attacks were against Islamist terrorists who primarily target innocent Christians, but the Nigerian government disagrees. Nigeria says terrorism is a regional security issue that targets both Christians and Muslims, and it has no religious angle. Now, the US and Nigeria coordinated these strikes, and the foreign minister, Yusuf Tugar, told CNN what happened.
It was a collaborative effort between Nigeria and the US, and President Tinubu gave the go-ahead before it took place, and we don't see it violating our sovereignty or territorial integrity, which is very important. And it is not about religion, it's about the protection of lives and property of Nigerians and our neighbors as well.
It's hard to know exact numbers of Christian and Muslim victims, but Nigeria's population is evenly split between the two religions. A few days ago, a suicide bomber was blamed for an explosion inside a mosque, but there have also been recent kidnaps and killings that have targeted Christians in the country's north. Nigeria's foreign minister pointing out that in the Sahel, where most of the population is Muslim, they have suffered the most from these attacks. The foreign minister did not say if Nigeria would allow US troops on the ground. President Trump has previously threatened to go into Nigeria guns a-blazing to neutralize these terrorists that he blames for the systematic killings of Nigerian Christians.
United States forces have launched missile strikes against the Islamic State group in northwest Nigeria. US Africa Command said they were carried out in coordination with the Nigerian authorities and killed what it called multiple IS terrorists in Sokoto state. Nigeria says it was involved in the planning of the operation, and the US military posted a video showing a missile being launched from a naval vessel. On social media, President Trump described the Islamic State group as terrorist scum and accused the group of targeting and viciously killing primarily innocent Christians. While speaking to the BBC World Service, the Nigerian foreign minister defended the military action.
What I can confirm is a joint operation between Nigeria and the US that has targeted terrorists. It has nothing to do with a particular religion. It is, as far as we're concerned, targeting terrorists that have been attacking Nigeria.
You finish listening to what has really happened, and it's very mind-busting, and it's very, very serious. The way the world is advancing, the way the world is going, and the way things are moving on. If you are a country, you don't invest into IT stuffs, you are not learning the AI tools and all those things, and you are learning about how to roll on the sun, how to use knife, how to go and exercise and get this part, your country will be in shackles. Your country will be defeated. So let's learn something from this thing that is happening between US and Nigeria. You can also share your comments under the comment section. Anything that you really want to say, feel free and say it. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel so that anytime I post a video, you'll be the first person to watch. Thank you very much for watching this video, and I'll see you another time.